JT TERRELL, born November 24th, 1991. Man, you want to talk about unlucky? Have a sit down with JT TERRELL and he'll explain what being unlucky really is. Some of his luck was, for lack of a better word, unluckily brought on himself, and some of it unluckily out of his control. But one thing was for certain, this guy had game. And I want to take the time to salute everyone in the Growth Gang that requested this guy. YouTube users Jeff Dean, Sam Light, Baller 10, Obine Ibe, Von Quay Conathan, and many others, because although I admittedly wasn't too familiar with him before researching, fishing out his story really hit home for me, man. A lot of the things he went through mirrors the situation I'm all too familiar with. You guys obviously respected his game, so thanks for giving me this chance to be introduced to such a talented player that could have been a Josh Hart type of pro with better scoring ability. Let's get into why he's not. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth. Let's get it. Stunt number one, right off the bat. TERRELL, who is another down the line of outstanding Carolina products, which is still at the top for me of state or city that produces the most ballers, was born in Burlington, North Carolina, and played his senior high school basketball at West Charlotte High, where he would average 30 points a game. Want to take a guess where he was ranked in his class? Okay, let's scroll down here. Okay, there he is, 53rd on a good day, in a class that was solid but not amazing based on the NBA All-Stars it produced. You see, the problem with a lot of gifted scorers is that they didn't continue to grow into that position and didn't adjust their game enough to master their weaknesses. Could you imagine a 6'8" OJ Mayo? JT was a 6'3" shooting guard and scorer to his core, even going as far as being accused of ball hogging, shooting too much, or taking bad shots. However you want to put it, I see a guy who was just being what he knew how to be, himself. Unfortunately, that's not the way it works for you on paper. And I've said it before, on paper is where basketball loses so much good talent. Whether they don't appear tall enough to fit the position they're deemed to play, or whether they just lost focus in college and didn't put up the numbers they were expected to, so fall in the draft or go undrafted. The paper is king on the high levels, and at 6'3", playing solely at the shooting guard with no real point guard skills, the paper just didn't agree with JT TERRELL. Stunt number two, smarten up, Nas. I swear before I make any questionable move or decision, I always quote that Jay-Z blueprint line. Depending on my reaction to it would determine how I proceeded. If I reacted by saying, "Yeah bro, you tripping, smarten up Jay," I wouldn't do it. If I had any inkling of, "Nah bro, you straight, her boyfriend out of town anyway." Well, wrong situation, totally uncalled for, but you know what I mean. But if it was light at the end of the tunnel, I'm on it. I guess JT, unlike JC, wasn't a big fan of JC. I give you that story to give you this. JT's unlucky ass made a crucial mistake that I think was the biggest mistake in his life. TERRELL went on to commit to Wake Forest of the ACC, a great landing spot for a guy ranked so low and out of position on paper, a place that had everything he needed to bounce right onto the league. Side note, why doesn't Wake get more prospects? That's a great school for basketball and to put up numbers, all the way back to the CP3 days or Jeff Teague. They also have one of the coolest names in college basketball, the Demon Deacons. Sick. While there, JT stepped in and was a clear star after his first game, scoring 26 points. He was scoring 32, hitting game winners. He was a definite draft pick. He ended the season as the team's second leading scorer, set ACC records, and finished with averages of 11 points per game while making 53s, fourth all-time for Wake Forest freshmen. He was expected to come in the next season and be the man, but on one fateful night, he would have a little too much to drink. Little as in 0.1 over the legal limit, scoring a .09, the limit being .08. He was apparently caught sitting in his car, too faded to drive, slumped over with the engine on. That sounds like a rap bar. He was charged with a DWI, which he pled guilty to and had his license taken away, along with a huge black eye on his time at Wake and his chances of being the face of the team, much less being a draft consideration. Terrell would decide to transfer to a JUCO in Washington, where he averaged 24 points per game and was considered the number one player in junior college. And this is where he'd make his next unlucky mistake. Stunt number 3, the Doghouse is where spirits go to die. Terrell chose the worst fit for him as a basketball player in USC, and it's sad what ended up happening. At USC, he was clearly the most talented player on the team, but bumped heads with then coach Kevin O'Neal, a coach that applauded him for his natural scoring nature and mentality while recruiting him, to then turn on him when that's what JT was trying to do, score. The coach would go on to begin benching the star, all to prove a point that he was in charge, and that's just not how you deal with some players. A situation I know very well. What you don't know at the time is how to respond. Well, Terrell didn't and completely shut down, leading the coach to completely quit on him through his time there. And when he wasn't being benched, he was seeing games where he got 0 minutes, while walk-ons at 5'9" saw more time. Completely unlucky for him to land in that situation, and I blame the coach because I know how that goes. You have to coach a guy up sometimes. They don't always have the perspective you do as a grown man. These are young kids who haven't developed yet. You have to know how to get the most out of a kid, especially when he's committed to you and put his future on the line. You will get a new job. This kid possibly won't even get one. In his 2 seasons there, he averaged 11 points per game on 27 minutes in his first, and in his second season, averaged 8 points per game, playing in 24 games, starting just 14, playing 24 minutes a game. And that was all, folks. Career done, with not a shot at the NBA. He had a short stay in the D-League and has been bouncing around basketball ever since trying to find footing. Salute to everyone for these requests and interaction in the comments. I appreciate every one of you guys and I listen to you. So if I don't get your guy out, just know it's coming soon. Growth Gang, bitch, GG. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth and I'm out.